Hey comic book fans, welcome back to another episode of Comic Book Geezers. I am Wild Bill, your host, and my partner in crime over here.
I'm Pete. How's everybody doing? We got a special show for you today, a character that we've kind of forgotten about. We probably should have done him a long time ago.
It was not an original Marvel character, but an existing character from even way back to Greek mythology. We're talking about Hercules.
That's right.
Hercules.
Son of Zeus
Yes.
from Olympus, right?
Yeah.
So a little bit of history. So Hercules kind of first appeared in issue number 10 of the Avengers back in 1964. He was kind of like the lackey of Immortus, I believe the evil villain was. But then later on they kind of explained it that he was just an imposter. That wasn't the real Hercules. So most people list his first official appearance in Marvel Comics as Hercules in Journey into Mystery, King Size Annual number 1 from 1965.
Look at that.
All right.
This is definitely comic book material here. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at the bottom 3. I like the separate panels.
Got a bunch of reprints, but the story with Hercules and Thor fighting was actually a new story. So here, this is the first time that they realize they're kind of rivals. They have a battle. In the end, they kind of make up and go their own way. But very notable for being the first official appearance of Hercules. And this was kind of pricey, but I had to have it because
that's where it all began.
Yeah, and I'm a Hercules fan. So
are you?
I am. I always liked Hercules. So then he began to make.
He was good in the movies too.
Yeah, exactly.
As a kid.
They began to give him like regular appearances in Thor, Journey into Mystery, and then which became just Thor. And here is his first ever guest starring appearance, which is number 124. I believe this is about like 1966, I think.
And then in a little while, we'll talk a little bit more about how he started to evolve.
Yeah.
On his, with reappearances over and over, and then.
Here's issue 125, so you can bet who that guy is down there. So he's right before they fight. So how this works is
he's got a club in his hand.
Yeah, he used
or is that Thor's hammer?
No, that's a club. He used a club back in the day.
Thor has his own hammer.
So here's number 126. This is the big battle issue. So you can see Hercules used this kind of club back in the day, but it wasn't nearly as powerful as
the hammer.
As Mjolnir.
Yeah, here's the hammer.
Yeah,
right down there.
So how this worked is that Hercules comes to Earth. And he's like, oh, this place is cool. We got, lots of wine and alcohol and women. And then, he then takes a liking to Jane Foster, which Thor does not like at all. And they get into a fight. But at this time,
out of bounds.
Odin was pissed at Thor. So he took away part of his power. So Hercules beats the crap out of him, right?
Out of Thor.
Right. But then Hercules winds up going to Hollywood. We've told this story before. Yeah. Where he signs like a movie contract.
That was... written by Pluto
in disguise, exactly.
And it's a contract that says if you sign this paper, I get out of being the king of Hades.
Yeah,
you get to take over the throne.
Right. So
when he gets suckered into that, and then he needs someone to be his champion and fight in his name, and he picks Thor.
And he picks Thor. So now instead of fighting each other, they go down, they help each other out. And stuff like that.
Thor fights Pluto to get Hercules out of this jam.
And here they are. Then they go back to Zeus because, again, Hercules was also...
And also Hercules told the story to his father, Zeus, and Zeus didn't care that he was tricked by Pluto. It was like, you got to deal with it, right? He thought he could
Zeus and Odin were very alike in the way they dealt with their sons. I mean,
because Hercules thought he had like a free pass because on that technical foul against them that he could get out of this, wickedness, and his father didn't care that he was being set up the way Pluto did the treachery with the contract and tricked him to sign it. And this book I have the reprints of Thor, which are called Marvel Spectacular.
Yeah. And
this is like the 3rd issue, I think, or 4th issue, and I have it. We've shown it before.
And we've talked a lot about how Marvel back in the glory in the old days used to do this kind of above and below the surface type of thing, which is very cool. So then, so we jump ahead a bit. So Hercules still continued to appear.
Issue 221.
Yep.
And this is John Buscema art.
Yeah, so Jack Kirby. So all these other ones we show were Jack Kirby. This is John Buscema, who took over after Kirby left the series.
This is probably 1973.
Yeah.
And the story continues in the next issue, 222. And I believe Joe Sinnott is involved with these. This is, John Buscema and Joe Sinnott.
Yep.
And Joe... Oh, this other one was Mike Esposito.
Okay.
But
this is
Joe Sinnott...
Gil Kane cover right there.
Joe Sinnott was involved in a lot of these.
And then from 224, the two of them battle the Destroyer. This is a great episode. Issue. And another great John Buscema cover artwork. In fact, I think this cover and that other one that you showed, the 221, the one before
221.
that.
This one.
These are classic covers with both Thor and Hercules on them. Right?
And then to go a step further, I like this one too.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah, this one is Buscema and Joe Sinnott. And I was actually thinking about having Joe. This was when I had Joe Sinnott sign one of my Thor issues. This was one of them in the pile I was contemplating, but I didn't pick this one.
So more Thor. Before we get to that,
Thor with Hercules still.
So this is Thor King Size Annual from 1976, number 5. So this is like a new story that they created, the War of the Gods. So this is like a story where Asgard and Olympus go to war, and so of course these two guys are going. So this is kind of like a weird story because it doesn't really follow.
I like the
anything.
cover.
This is a Kirby cover, so it's awesome, of course. And I had to have
Zeus and Odin in the background, overlooking like judges.
Yeah. So again, they kind of just came out with this story, and it doesn't really fit in anything else that you've seen before. But still very cool. A really great battle. Thor wins.
It's a 1 hour read because it's a giant size.
And also, early on. So that's all right. So I got 3 to show before we get to.
Go ahead. Go with the Submariner.
So Submariner number 29. So there's Herc and Submariner.
I think I have this one.
This is another great battle. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, very similar, strength.
I like your sticker on the cover.
This is a great issue. So this is probably right before the Submariner one.
Come on, let's go.
Tales to Astonish.
Oh yeah,
Herc fighting the Hulk, and they fight to like a standstill.
And before we started taping, I asked because I thought about it. I was thinking, reflecting back on my Hulk collection. I don't remember Hercules showing up in any of the issues.
No, but he's here.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, would you say, as far as like pure strength, I'm not talking about, let's forget about the Silver Surfer and guys like that for now. Pure brute strength. Hulk, Thor, Hercules. You said Namor underwater, maybe.
Yeah.
The Thing.
I mean,
that's
you also said the Silver Surfer too. But you can't rate him, I guess.
And he's tough because he's strong because he's got all these other things that he can do. But as far as like Slug
on the evil side, Galactus. I mean, that guy's almighty powerful.
Again, different too, but like the
overwhelmingly
the powerful. Abomination.
Yeah.
Juggernaut. Those guys. Sure. Maybe the Absorbing Man. Those guys.
I'm trying to think of another powerhouse villain.
A lot of them, right?
The Rhino.
At times. Yeah.
So let's see this.
So here, this is a one-off. So again, Hercules had never had his own comic, but they decided to give him in Marvel Premiere his own issue. I like this quite a bit.
Didn't they have a couple issues going?
This is the only one.
Really?
I
thought there was a few of those.
No, the only one they did. Jack Kirby cover. This was pretty cool, but then that was...
Who else did they do after Iron Fist that they did a lot of?
They did a 3D Man. They did... oh, boy.
Did they do Wonder Man?
They might have. All sorts of stuff. They have all these weird single issue runs and stuff like that.
Because I got issue 50, which is, you know who that is, right? It's Alice Cooper.
Oh, yeah, I wish I need that.
Yeah, you bet you do. So in all of this, Hercules never had really his own book, but he was a member of the Avengers on and off for many, many years. But then he formed a very popular team, which unfortunately didn't last for too long. In fact, this is the last issue.
Yeah.
The Champions, which consisted of Hercules, Ghost Rider,
Iceman, Angel, and Black Widow. Kind of a weird team, but kind of cool because they didn't really fit together. Now, what issue is that?
17, the last one.
Do you have number 1?
I have them all except number 6.
Wow, okay.
Now. Yeah, and 16. I need number 16.
Okay. And this was Hercules' team. He put this team together.
Yeah.
But it just never, for whatever reason, this series just never really clicked, I guess. But I think a lot of people think back pretty fondly on
everyone I'd ever talked to that read the Champions seemed to be a fan of it. Like you said, I haven't really met anyone that didn't like this run. And so,
but he was also in the Avengers for many, many years.
I need 2 more issues and I'll complete this run.
There you go.
So Hercules also gained popularity, I guess, momentum with Marvel and sales, and he was hanging in there, and in 1982, they did actually go another step further and decided to give him a 4-part issue series. So I had this from when it came off the news. I bought this off the rack, and you just got yours recently?
I just
put it up there.
Yeah, I just
two is better than 1, I guess. Right? So they did this 4-part series, And you want to
I
tell them?
thought it was fun. So, and I remember when I just got this recently, and I read part one, and I thought part one was a little boring, and I was like, whatever. So basically,
he's being outcast, right?
He's being outcast from Olympus again. You know, it's like a similar thing with Thor and Odin.
The father, Zeus, wants him to learn a lesson of humility.
Right, humility. So he's like spanning the universe. So he hooks up with the Recorder, and they just go on adventures all throughout space, and, you know, it's kind of fun.
Kind of helping people in trouble.
Yeah, it's kind of
aliens
in
trouble, I should say.
And then
and there's a little Galactus at the
culminates with that, which is, you know, obviously pretty cool. Anything with Galactus is cool.
And Bob, a little spoiler out, Bob dies at the end. Heard that before.
So that little 4-part series was pretty popular. So like less than a year later, they decided to do it again.
The second one.
Here we go.
Ahead, let's see what you got.
So
I don't have this series.
Here's number 1. So this has got the skull, the scrolls.
Now this is what's that? A 75 cent or what is that?
It's a 60.
It's 60. All right, so we're probably in like 83.
Yeah, late 83 or
because they eventually do jump to
65 or 70.
They went from 60 to 65, then to 75.
So here
you can see a little difference in the artwork too.
Yes, yeah, a little bit.
Well, major there.
Well, from there.
But no, I was gonna. You want black?
And it's the same guy who did the whole, who drew the whole series.
So you can see a difference just in a year and a half or 2 years.
Yeah. Well, they were
different guy,
different logo, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you know, Marvel was doing things a little bit differently. But here he's got with his little crew. He's got this. He befriends one of the Skrulls, who's actually kind of a wacky good guy, and then
I almost thought that was Drax.
Exactly right.
That's what it looked like, right?
And here he's fighting a weird futuristic variation of Red Wolf. If you guys remember Red Wolf. All right, so this is issue number 2. And then, which is kind of cool. And in fact, Red Wolf is going to try and kill his buddy the Skrull. Crazy story. And then here you go, The Deadly Legacy of Captain Marvel. All right.
Now, is this a 4-part or 3?
4-part.
Just like the other one.
Just like the other one. 4. Yeah. And then here he's, you know, after Bill was saying in the first series, he was outcast by Zeus. Well, here he confronts him. And, you know...
And at the end of the conclusion of the first series, doesn't he kind of bring everything back to his father? Like, he gets in those good graces at the end. Yes. So it all ends well for him in the first series.
Yeah. And Hercules went on to do all sorts of other things throughout the 80s and 90s.
Like what?
He was back in the Avengers again. He had other series after this.
Yeah, okay.
So he's just been like one of the, kind of like the Silver Surfer, a perennial all-star guest star in just about any comic he appeared in. And a popular character. By the way, there is rumors that they may try that they may try to introduce Hercules in the future
Marvel movie,
cinematic universe.
Something to look forward to.
That'd be pretty cool, I think, right?
Perhaps.
I always like the character, so
I'm sure they'll do well with casting him. I'm sure.
Yeah. Like maybe Thor and Guardians of the Galaxies will run into him somewhere. Who the hell knows?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So
something to look forward to. But anyway, I'm Wild Bills, saying thanks for being here with Comic Book Geezers. As always, we appreciate your views and your hits and your comments, and keep them coming.
That's right. So we'll see you next time, guys. We've got
something about Marvel toys and stuff
comic book toys, monster toys,
memorabilia, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that.
The marketing.
That's right. So be on the lookout for that soon, guys.
Merchandising. That's what the word I wanted to say.
Merchandising
extravaganza episode coming up just for you.
Just for you.
So because you didn't ask for it, but we're going to give it to you.
Yeah, why not?
Damn it. See ya.
Take care,
Peace.
Guys. Bye.